Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jory. Today I have another monthly makes for you guys. So I'm just gonna take a second to share with you all the things that I have created in the month of February. I guess I'll start off with the things that were a bit more simple. Just, get them out of the way. So I made 2 scrunchies. I was supposed to make more. My friends have requested scrunchies. So I said I'd do them, but I'm kind of bored with making scrunchies right now, so I just had to take a break. But I have these 2. I haven't finished weaving the end, so you might see like the tail hanging out on more than one of these projects. But I have this green one. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know what it reminds me of, but I have this green one. It's not my favorite actually. I mean, I don't think the color combination is bad or anything. It's just not my favorite, but it's okay. Then my friend requested one with like more like soft pastel-y kind of colors, so this is one of the ones she's going to be getting. I really feel like at this point I've made so many scrunchies that like, what more could you possibly say about a scrunchie? But I made 2 scrunchies nonetheless. Where do I want to sit these? Next up, I had a friend who requested that I make him a hat, and because of my like will to always strive for perfection, I kept making hats because I just wasn't satisfied with any of them. And yeah, so he's just gonna get like a crap ton of hats from me, and he can pick which ones he likes and the rest he can like donate or whatever. But first one I did was this one. This was the first time that I ever played around with this kind of like a ribbing kind of stitch situation with all these color changes for a hat, and I don't know why, but it was kind of challenging for me for reasons I feel like should not have been challenging. And I also think the sizing on it is kind of weird, but at the same time I feel like it kind of works. But there's this. I do really like these colors. I think they look pretty cool together. Yeah, and it's like kind of big and slouchy without being like super big and slouchy, so there's that. I don't know, the thing I just really didn't like about it, which is so stupid, is I think I could have done a bit better with like the bottom, like trying to cover up all the color changes, and then how I closed up the top. Like maybe that doesn't look super bad to you guys, but I don't like it. But overall, I guess it's a pretty decent hat. Then after that, I made him this green one. So he specifically requested a green hat. So you'll see there's like a bunch of hats with like little hints of different shades of green and stuff in it. But this one I need to do over because I think it's a little too short. But I tried to make one of those little like short mini skull cap beanie situations. So I actually really like this green, but this is what it looks like. Very simple. It's like literally like a little cap. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what to say about this. I do think it's really cute. I feel like once I go back and I make another one, I should, or I might make one for myself. But when I go back and remake it, I'm gonna make it a little bit longer so that way I can like roll up the edge like this and it still sit like where it kind of was sitting before I unrolled it. I feel like that would be kind of cute. No? But I do like this color. I think this is like a little snazzy shade of green. Then, so many hats. It's literally like this whole month I was basically just gonna make one hat for my friend and just call it a day and just take a month off of crocheting, but I'm like addicted, like I can't stop. So then I made this one. This one I did not make for my friend. This one I just made for myself. I was just trying to play around with doing like different like stitch patterns and stuff. So this is what I came up with. At first I started off like making it very uniform, like the pattern, but then I was like, do I want it to be that structured? It's like, let me try messing it up a little bit. So then I spaced everything out so it goes from being like really nice and neat kind of sorta to then being like chaotic. But I like it. It works. Oh, and one thing that I did not point out, this is my first time doing something like this. So I don't know if you can tell like the difference in the bottom of how this is done and how, oh shoot, no, you won't be able to tell because never mind. But just like the difference in how these two hats have this little like bumpy edge situation in comparison to like how the bottom hem of, you know, your regular crochet thingy. Oh, here we go. No, this one has it. So in comparison to how like this one, can you even see that? I don't know. Where this one looks, where it's just like a bunch of those little stitches. Horrible explaining that, but this was my first time doing like a single crochet backwards. Like I watched a tutorial and the lady had said, you know, now we're gonna crochet backwards. So instead of, you know, like getting to the end of your row, closing up that round and then moving into the next round in the same direction, you would reach backwards and then crochet, and you'd like do it all the way back around the opposite direction, and it just gives this like really cool little finished effect, which was nice. And I'm going to be incorporating that into a whole lot more of my stuff now that I know that is a thing and I know how to do it. So I did those two. Last two beanie-esque hats are these two, because after my friend told me he wanted a beanie, like a few days later he started sending me like pictures on Instagram of different hats he thought was cool, and he sent me these like fluffy things, and I tried my best to do them. I had experienced a lot of stress and anxiety brushing out the yarn to make it fuzzy. That was such a stressful process. I don't wish that kind of stress on anybody. I just felt like I was ruining it, and I was so nervous. As I was going, I kept like getting pulls in the yarn. Now luckily, like when I went like this, it like all went back in place, but I was stressed, okay? I've never been more stressed. I feel like with everything that I've made up to this point for myself, I've always tried to do everything in my power to keep it from getting fuzzy. Like I don't like my stuff to be fuzzy. It just feels like really worn, and I just made it like I want it to stay looking really fresh and new. So purposefully yanking out this yarn was really sending me through it. But so I made this one first, and I think this one actually came out better, but I'm thinking it probably has to do with the yarn that I used. My friend gave me a skein of yarn for this, and this is what I used, and it's a bit thicker than this one. This one's just like your regular acrylic yarn that you see in like Joann's, and it was a lot harder to get this one fuzzy for whatever reason. So the fuzz on, yeah, like you can see like the gaps, like this isn't nearly as fuzzy as this one. So this one's cool. This one probably needs a whole lot more fluffing, but we'll see. Then I tried, because I was gonna be nice, I was gonna make my friend a, what's this called? What is this called? A do-rag. I was gonna make him a do-rag. And I pretty much freehanded it. No, not pretty much. I did freehand it. I looked at a picture to try and like help me visualize how it might kind of like work, and I think I did a pretty good job. But the only thing is, like, I was gonna give it to him the way it is, but I can't because it's too big, and it's like unnecessarily too big. So I'm gonna have to play around and try to replicate this again. I did try once and I just couldn't like get it right, but I'm gonna have to try and like do this thing all over again and make it smaller, because this is just too wide for a human head. I mean, like, even if you have a really big head, like, this is really big. It was a pretty good attempt. I do really like the colors that I chose for this, and I love how I mixed up the little stitch patterns in it. Like, I thought that was really pretty. So this was a lesson. I'll have to do better. I will do better. But nonetheless, I tried to make I keep wanting to say a bonnet. It's not a bonnet. I tried to make a do-rag. Once I get that together, I'll make another one. Then after that, I made this skirt. It's really cute. I'll put up a photo of what the inspiration for this was. But I just wanted to do something like Valentine's Day themed. So this is what we got. It is really short, but I feel like this long would kind of look wacky and like not a good way. So it has this little flower on the front. It's just like this cute little mesh stitch, and then down along the bottom I was crocheting flowers and little circles and just attaching them all the way around my skirt. I feel like this might actually need a little bit more stuff on it. I don't know, we'll see, but I do really like it. It's a lot of fun. I have no idea how I'm gonna style this, to be completely honest with you. I feel like this is best suitable for the beach or something, but like if I want to wear it and I'm not on the beach, like what am I gonna wear, you know? So I've got some work I have to do with figuring out how that's going to be styled. And then the last two things I made, one is this t-shirt, and well, I didn't make the t-shirt, I made this. I made this, I did not make the t-shirt. But I put this on a t-shirt. Now, to be completely honest with you, I had made this a while ago, like around the time that I made the skirt that I had originally envisioned putting it together with, and I just never got around to getting the t-shirt and sewing it onto said shirt. But I finally done it and I love it. I think it's really cute. It kind of reminds me of like the like burlesque dancers and how they'll have like those thingies on their, you know, their lady parts. I kind of wanted it to give off the vibe of like one of those like swimsuit tops that you could like put over a t-shirt or something. So I might go back and make two little strappies here and then on the side, so it kind of looks more like two tops like put in one instead of just like pasty stuck on a shirt. But either way, I do think it is really cool and is using the exact same yarn that I used to make the skirt. So I think this is going to be a really cute and fun set that I'll get to play around with and wear. And I'm really liking like taking my crochet stuff and then sewing it onto clothing. So I think I'm going to make a few more t-shirts with this kind of like vibe, and maybe not with like, you know, like the little booby thingies or whatever, but similar kind of situation, because I think that was really cool. And then the last thing that I made is this shrug that I have on. I used to be such a hardcore shrug hater, but I think this is the shrug to make me a believer. So it's just a basic little shrug, and then once I got down to the end of the arms, I just, you know, started doubling up my treble crochets, because this was the first time that I ever did treble crochets. But I just like added extra so it would give off this ruffled effect, and I think this is just so pretty. It's so easy. I bought this like brownish yarn and I was like, ooh. When I was in the store I was like, oh, that's really pretty, and then I got home and I had it for a minute and I was like, maybe I shouldn't have bought that. And I don't know what like made me think to make a shrug out of it, but I do really like it, and I think I want to go back and make like a matching skirt or like a dress or something, so I will have the option to wear this as a set. But I just think this is so pretty. It's so easy and effortless, and I'm so happy that I went ahead and just did it in this color, because I think this is so me. Like, it's so cute, it's so easy, it's so fun, and I just love it. forgot. I made one more thing, but it's not a piece of clothing. It was just a little sample of something that I was trying to test out. I've been trying to figure out how to do, it's not embroidery, what is it called? I don't know, but I've been trying to figure out how to make like drawings in my tops. That's not the right way to describe it. If I think of the actual word that you use for this skill, I will, put it on the screen. But I've been trying to figure out how to get like artwork on my clothing, but like crocheting it. And last month I made a pair of shorts that I had said that I wanted to make like a matching top. Well, in my head, I've had this vision of a bandeau top with like some sort of little crocheted something on it. And I originally was going to try and just go for it, but then I was like, ugh, if it doesn't come out looking right, like I'm gonna be really upset and I don't want to have to take a whole top apart. So I was like, let me go ahead and do a sample. So I went on Pinterest and I just found a like pixelated image of some sort of bird, and I tried. I'll show you what it looks like. So I tried to replicate it exactly like with the dimensions that were in the pixelated photo that I saw on Pinterest, and this is what I got. It is framed because I didn't know what to do with it, and I had a picture frame, so I figured I'll frame it and put it on my wall because I can't wear it. But this is what I got. Oh, so it's a duck. Yeah, or at least it was supposed to be a duck. I don't know why I forgot what it was supposed to be, but this is what it looked like. He's a little rough around the edges, but it was my very first time, so I can't be too mad. He looks very angry. He's not a happy guy. He's having a day. But he looks like a Sheldon, so we'll name him Sheldon. So this is Sheldon, and he was just my little sample. I don't know. I actually do like the fact that I decided to frame him, and I just so happen to have this frame like lying around my room. But I think it's really cute. He's gonna go up on my wall and live happily ever after. At first, like the first day, like when I had made this, I was looking at it like, this looks really bad, and I feel like it doesn't even look like a duck. Like when I did it, I got a little too far in, and then I realized that I switched the colors by accident. So originally I was gonna have the background be blue and have my duck be, this like tan color, because that makes like more sense. And the blue was supposed to be like water, but I messed up. But I still think it looks nice. But at first I thought it looked absolutely ugly, and I feel like he's not perfect, but he's perfectly imperfect. He's a little rough around the edges. He's giving interpretive art. That's what he's giving. He looks very interpretive. But yeah, every day I look at him, I grow to like him more and more. So maybe I'll make like a few more of just like these little sample swatchy situations before I go to like put this like in a top. And then I'll have a whole artwork wall of just crocheted randomness. That actually might look kind of cute. But yeah, I don't know. This is Sheldon the duck. He will be going back on my wall. So that is everything that I made this month. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know what was your favorite thing that I've made, and if there are any new little things that you guys have been trying to do skill-wise with your crochet, please share that with me. I am gonna try, I know I said that I hate doing it, and I really do, but I'm gonna try to get back in my tutorial bag and just make a few tutorials for you guys, because I think it would be nice for you guys to be able to, make some of these things, because you do ask, and I always say no, I don't have a tutorial for it, but I'll figure something out. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are enjoying your start to your 2024, and I will see you guys very soon with another video. Bye guys.